Good morning. Hi. We are going to talk today about anxiety and perimenopause and why so many women begin to experience anxiety in perimenopause. So perimenopause is the period before hitting menopause. Menopause is defined as the absence of a period for 12 months. So you're in perimenopause leading up to it. Then when you don't have a period for 12 months, then you are said to have hit menopause, and then you're postmenopausal. So menopause is really sort of it's not really a period as so much as a marker. So most women hit perimenopause somewhere between 35 and 50, start into that phase. And the phase is marked by the lowering of progesterone. Progesterone drops pretty dramatically, and that's the main hormone that changes in perimenopause. And progesterone is the hormone that maintains the uterine lining to get pregnant. So that makes sense that coming into those perimenopause years that your body drops the progesterone because it doesn't want your uterus to maintain the lining because it doesn't want you to get pregnant anymore. And but the other thing that the progesterone does is it does enhance our serotonin receptors for our brain. That gets the feel good neurotransmitter of serotonin. So when progesterone goes down, it can affect our brain's receptors of serotonin. So I guess that kind of makes sense in a way. If your body doesn't want you to keep reproducing, that it also takes care of lowering the feel-good chemicals. I don't know. It's kind of a complicated system we have. Anyway, so just look at my notes. So one of the so there are a few reasons why women start to experience anxiety in perimenopause when they hit this time. And so I'm going to go over a few of those today. Because what can happen is it could be that your progesterone is dropped off too much. It could be the backup systems aren't working. It could be that you have estrogen dominance because of some other reasons. It could be stress hormones. There are a lot of reasons that this could be, so I'm going to go over a few of them. But the main point is that, and I've said this before in these videos, is that our bodies are just amazing complex systems that are designed to self-correct and be in balance. And so the reason that most women have such a hard time going into perimenopause is that they're starting out in an unbalanced health. Because coming into midlife, most of us are probably fairly inflamed. Gut health is probably not very good if you're eating a standard American diet. And so when you come into this transition of life in an unbalanced way, then you're going to have further problems as your hormones start to change, and you're going to become even more unbalanced. So really the key to having fewer symptoms and getting through this as easily as possible, and avoiding things like having this anxiety, would be to come into this phase of your life as healthy as possible, and with a good gut health, and with your other hormones, stress hormones and everything already in check. So let's talk about it. So one of the reasons that women have a hard time coming into perimenopause is low cholesterol. Because we have been on this anti-fat kick in our society for so long that a lot of people coming into this age are already on statins, or they've been eating a low-fat diet since the 80s. So, something we need to correct. I would definitely recommend, if anybody's ever talked to you about statins before, checking out the book, The Cholesterol Myth. If you'd read that would be helpful. But I will tell you that our body needs cholesterol. Our body makes most of the cholesterol that we use. That our brain is mostly made up of cholesterol. So, and we need it to make hormones. So not having enough cholesterol can actually interfere with with hormone production. Another reason is your stress hormones being out of whack, and I did a video the other day on this, on stress hormones, and particularly the adrenals and the HPA axis. Those being out of whack can mess up your sex hormones going into perimenopause and menopause. And the reason for that is that your adrenal gland makes the backup hormones. So when your ovaries start to decline production of progesterone and estrogen in going into perimenopause and menopause, your adrenal glands continue to make a small amount, and that is what's supposed to ease you through this process. But if your adrenals are jacked up because of chronic stress, then they may not be making those backup sex hormones, and so that's going to it's going to cause issues if your progesterone crashes faster than it should. What else? Insulin resistance. So probably 50% of Americans right now are suffering from insulin resistance from our poor diet. So having insulin resistance and sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Having insulin resistance and prediabetes, and it can mess with all of your other hormones too, because insulin is a hormone. So that's what I'm trying to get to. Sorry, it's very early and I haven't had enough of this coffee. Okay, another thing for women is toxins, cleaning products, but primarily I'm talking about beauty products, about makeup and your personal care beauty products. Those are very toxic and can be endocrine disruptors, which can disrupt your hormone production. So there are a lot of things that can disrupt your hormone balance going into perimenopause. And then when your progesterone starts to go down, if it goes down too far and crashes too hard, this can cause disruptions with serotonin and some of the other neurotransmitters and cause problems with anxiety. Progesterone is kind of the nature's Valium. So there are things that we can do to encourage progesterone production. I would say the first thing that you need to do, and the most important thing, is to start looking at getting down inflammation in your body and improving your gut health, because everything starts in our gut. That's where most of our neurotransmitters are made. That's where most of our serotonin is made. So if you have poor gut health, that's the foundation of everything. And so you really need to get your gut health under control. So I'd recommend, if you're having trouble, start with like a cleansing Whole30 or paleo type of reset diet. And I have handouts that I can send to anybody who would like them. Start to get your gut health in order, because that's the foundation for getting anything balanced. And then you can start to work on getting your hormones balanced after that. So nutrition for this, again, we want to get toxins out of our life. We want to balance our blood sugar. Vitamins would be, you need cholesterol, like I said, vitamin A, B complex, zinc is important. Manage your stress. Again, the stress hormones. Too much cortisol can disrupt your sex hormones, because the body won't make those if it's too busy making the cortisol. Sleep is super important. Some essential oils you can use. Sorry, I think my cat just busted in. This is just one of those mornings. Thyme essential oil actually encourages progesterone production. Ashwagandha is a good adaptogenic herb that helps with relaxation and anxiety. And then finally, CBD oil or copaiba essential oil will both help with relaxation and anti-anxiety. So anyway, again, as always, if you have any questions or would like to schedule a one-on-one with me, please send me a message or email me at Kathy@McCannNutrition.com, or you can write comments below, and I'm happy to answer anything. Thanks. Have a great day. Bye.